Behind every successful game is an hour of planning. Welcome, guys, in the video series. In this one, we're gonna be creating a horror game, a real high quality horror game that's gonna scare the hell out of the player. So, yeah, this is the introduction video in which we're gonna be planning and discussing about our game. So, we're not gonna get practical in this, at least for this video. So, this, as you can see, is the famous Silent Hill downpour game. So really, these games are great games that actually grabs a lot of attention toward players. So how actually this happens? This is the stage through which the masterpiece work are just shared to the audience. First stage is like pre-production, production, and post-production. The pre-production stage involves the actual planning. That is what we're gonna be doing today in here. Not we're gonna be going into very deep, but we're just gonna be covering it. The second one is a production, which actually is the main development stage, and then post-production, which involves testing the game, finding error, and then fixing them, and then launching the beta version, alpha version, and so on and so forth. So yes, the first stage, that is a pre-production stage, is very essential for a successful game. I said it because what happens is most of us mistakes by just going right in front of the computer and start thinking at the same time. We just start thinking, all right, what can I make with that? Unity is in front of me. There's a game engine is in front of me. Now, what do I make? I used to have a lot of great idea. Now, where do I start from? So basically, they do have a very brilliant idea, but they didn't organize it. They didn't jot down those ideas into paper and then implementing those ideas into the game. Actually, they directly skip this part, that is the pre-production part, and then directly go ahead and start designing. So it's a very big mistake that most of the people does. So pre-production stage is the important stage where we actually analyze our game. That is, we understand what story we're gonna be having, what are the characters that we're gonna be having, what are the features that our game will be having, basically what extra system we're adding, how the user interface will gonna go about, and what else feature we're gonna have, what also asking some question to ourselves or within your group, like what really makes this thing, like, all right, our game have those features that will attract the people and make our game stand out of the crowd. So really, this stage involve making all those planning and writing down onto the paper or somewhere else where you can really remember it. So we're gonna be going over this one. Okay, so the first question, what game are we developing? Like I said, we're gonna be developing a Silent Hill like game, so basically a horror game. Now why that game we're choosing is because I believe horror games are really, you know most of the time horror games are successful in their objective. Now their objective is to scare the hell out of the people, and most of the horror game does. Like if you played Outlast, Daylight, damn, they were so horrifying. So I think, yeah, there's so much element we can add in a horror game, and we can actually take that game to something really really great game. So I think that is the reason why we chose the horror game. It also require like kind of less work, I think, um, but we'll get into that soon enough. So next question is, what is the story? So like I said, we're just making a game. The story will be somewhat similar to Silent Hill. That's it. We're not copying any other stuff, right? So our our story will basically be like the main character has to rescue her daughter, who just has been kind of captured by a witch, and blah 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 blah. We'll look into that too. So what special feature our game has, again, what quality a game gonna have that really gonna make the player think, like, all right, I'm gonna go with this game, this seems to be more promising. So the first and foremost, the horror game must have, according to my point of view, horror game must have darkness at least. The second thing is a sudden moment, and the third one is some horrifying noise. Definitely, it really has effect on the player mind, like where the hell is voice coming from, just trying to look around the area. Third one is creating a horrible environment. um, Sorry, that's the fourth one, and the fifth one is this story mode. That's the greatest part of the story of the game again. See, that's my point of view again. I never, you know, really enjoyed the storyline of the Silent Hill because it's completely mystery. You don't understand why that's happening, why this happened, and even till the end you don't really understand what the story was. Alright, so yeah, I think story are really an important part of a game design. And what characters are involved? Well, we're gonna be having the main character. It's gonna be male, and there's a reason behind why I chose male instead of female. And then there's the daughter and the witch. These are the three main guys that I've thought right now. And then in the next video that I'm gonna be covering will be definitely a character design in which we're gonna explore this, and we'll actually start modeling character. It will be very simple tool that I'm gonna be introducing to you. So you don't have to be expert in Blender or Maya. We're not going to be choosing those software anyway. So yeah, that being said, I'm not expecting anything from you guys, except for the support that you're gonna give me. So for me, no skills are needed except for, like, just moving around Unity, and we're gonna be using Unity 4.6, by the way. So where I was, yeah, other requirement is like what else feature we're gonna be having, what else feature again we're gonna have. So there's again what system we're gonna be implementing it, like the player will be able to you know have multiple weapons and all the other stuff. We're gonna be covering that one. So yeah, these are the things we're going to be going. And one more thing, we're going to be covering each and every stages in detail. I'm going to explain each and everything to you, and we're going to go along with that. Definitely it's going to be a long journey, so stay tuned, guys. Make sure you watch all of my video, otherwise you really not going to understand anything in between what happened. So I'm gonna be start developing. We're gonna be using Unity as a game engine and some other software too. So I'm gonna tell you what we're gonna be using in the future, so just stick with me, guys, and I'm gonna keep making this video, and make sure that you guys really enjoy it. All I need is those support from you. Just hit those like button, comment it, and provide any suggestion you can if I'm going any faster or anything. Alright, and subscribe. This is a new channel to YouTube, so really need your support. And trust me, guys, by the end of this tutorial series, seriously, you're gonna thank me, because by the time we're gonna be making some real kick-ass game, pretty much better than a SoundCloud game. Really. So till that time, guys, keep making games and stay cool. I'm gonna see you guys in the next video.